So today let us see a nodal analysis. Hello. Today we are going to see nodal analysis. So till now we have seen some basic circuit elements and series, parallel, voltage sources, current sources, and the application of KVL. What is the application of KVL? What is the application of KVL? Application of KVL is nothing but your mesh analysis. Application of KVL is nothing but your mesh analysis. Hello, వాయిస్ వస్తలేదా? మీ 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 వాయిస్ వస్తలేదు, క్లియర్గా వస్తలేదు. మీ మీ దగ్గర నుంచి, నా దగ్గర నుంచి క్లియర్ ఉందా వాయిస్? ఓకే. సో ద అప్లికేషన్ ఆఫ్ mesh is nothing but your application of mesh analysis. Mesh analysis it is the application of your KVL. So in the mesh analysis we have seen what is a mesh and what is super mesh. So in the mesh analysis we have applied, first we have noted, like for example, if I consider a circuit, of so how many resistors are there here? Three resistors and two voltage sources, that is V1 and V2. So if I consider this is a circuit, so before proceeding to the mesh analysis, what is a mesh? A mesh is nothing but it is a loop which does not include other loops. So how many meshes are there? Here we are having two meshes. So this is your first mesh and this is your second mesh. So before proceeding to the mesh analysis, we have to indicate current in clockwise direction. We have to indicate current in clockwise direction, and we have to find what is the ultimate intention of your mesh analysis. We have to find this I1 and I2. So in the mesh analysis, among the Kirchhoff laws we are having two laws, KVL and KCL. So in mesh analysis we uses Kirchhoff voltage law. So by applying Kirchhoff voltage law to this mesh, here we can write minus V1 plus I1 into R1 plus I1 minus I2 into R2. This is your equation number 1. Similarly, by applying mesh analysis to your second loop, this is your second mesh, I2 R2 plus I2 minus I1 into, sorry, this is R3, I2 minus I1 into R3, and here this current direction is pointing towards your positive terminal of the voltage. So plus V2 equal to 0. So this is your second equation. By solving this I1 and I2, it is possible to get your, if you solve these two equations, you will get your I1 value and I2 value. So this is the main intention of, in a mesh analysis we are going to find I1 and I2. If you know I1, it is possible to find the voltage drop across your R1. So how to find voltage drop across your R1? Just multiply your I1 with R1. And if I want to find voltage drop across this R2, multiply I2 with R2. And if I want to find voltage drop across this R3, multiply R3 with I1 minus I2. So by following this procedure, we have found currents in individual meshes. So here we are going to see nodal analysis. So in this session we are going to see nodal analysis. So in the nodal analysis we are going to apply KCL at node. So already we have uploaded a video which includes what is a node and what is a loop. What is a node? Anybody? What is a node? A node is nothing but a node is nothing but it is a connection of two or more branches. It is a connecting point. It is a connecting point for two or more branches. For two or more branches. So branch is nothing but which indicates your circuit element. A branch is nothing but which indicates your circuit element. So we are going to see a simple circuit. So further circuit we are going to see, we are going to apply your node analysis and mesh analysis. Let us take a circuit. So before taking a circuit, let us have some basics of this node analysis. If I have two voltage sources, which are connected like this, if this is of 5 volts and this is 10 volts, if I want to represent this total two voltage sources into the single voltage source, then what will be the value? 15 volts. This is your 15 volts. So if I have like this, if this is your 10 volts and if they are connected like this, if this is your 5 volts, then what will be the equivalent resistance, equivalent 5 volts. How you are telling? So if positive is connected to negative, if positive is connected to negative, if negative is connected to positive, then only we have to do summation. If here the negative is connected to negative, if the same polarities are connected, then we have to do subtraction. If alternate polarities are connected, if positive is connected to negative, then only we have to do the addition of your voltage sources. Similarly, if I have for current, if this current value is 10 amps, if this current value is 2 amps, if I want to replace these two current sources as a single current source, then what will be the value? 12 amperes. So this is equal to 12 amperes. The current direction is upward. So if I write downward, then it becomes minus 12 amps. If I have a current source, 10 amps here, and if I have one more current source 10 amps downwards, then what will be the equivalent 0 ampere, 0 amperes. So for current, if the direction is in the same direction, if the current direction is in the same direction, then we need to add. If they are in opposite direction, then we need to subtract. For voltage sources, if same polarities are connected, together, then we have to do subtraction. If opposite polarities are connected alternately, then we need to go for addition. So this one is very important for your nodal analysis. And one more thing, let us take one more. For example, if I have here a current, this is a point A and this is a point B. If the current flowing in this direction, that is 2 amperes, then what will be the IAB? What will be the value of IAB? IAB equal to 2 amperes. Let us consider one more. So instead of a single current source, if I have a resistor, this is a point A and this is point B, and voltage at this point is VA, voltage at this point is VB, and the resistance is R, and the current is flowing like this. If the current is flowing like this, then what will be the value of IAB? What will be the value of IAB? Hello? What will be the value of IAB? IAB is equal to I is equal to V by R from the Ohm's law. So IAB is equal to VAB by R. But what is VAB? VAB is nothing but it is a voltage. This is a voltage. Voltage is nothing but it is a potential difference. Voltage is nothing but potential difference. So here you are having two potentials. This is a VA potential and VB potential. And whether I need to take VA minus VB, potential difference is nothing but your voltage. So here shall I consider VA minus VB or VB minus VA? VA minus VB, VB minus VA. VA minus VB, because we have to indicate always current flows from higher potential to lower potential. So here the higher potential is VA. Why? Because the current is moving from VA to VB. Always current flows from higher potential to lower potential. So VA minus VB by R. VA minus VB by R. If I take one more scenario, this is a point A and this is point B, and here the voltage is VA and here the voltage is VB, and here resistance is R, and if current flows like this, then IAB is equal to VBA by R, which is equal to VB minus VA by R. So these are all a very important point. So on this for your examination I have given 10 questions. So among the 10 questions I have given 45 minutes. So by looking the questions, you like you think that it requires more than 45 minutes, but if you observe keenly, within 2 to 3 minutes you can solve one problem. Next, one more case we'll see, and by seeing that case, we'll next jump to nodal analysis. So this is considered, this is a point. If I have here a voltage, if I have here a voltage source, and after voltage source, if I have a resistor, then this is a point B and this is point A, and here the voltage is V. Let us consider this is the resistance is R. If the current flowing is, if current flowing direction is, if current flows in this direction, if current flows in this direction, then what will be the IAB? What will be the value of IAB? Absolutely, we can say that. So, in the absence of V, in the absence of this voltage, we have written VA minus VB, VA minus VB, VA minus VB. Then what about this voltage? Whether I need to consider minus V or plus V? Plus V minus V. So now tell me, if this VA is nothing but, if I write VA, if this VA is positive, if this VA is positive, let us connect it to this V. Then now tell me what will be the equivalent. VA is positive, higher potential, and this, for this V, this is your positive and this is your negative. VA minus V, because positive is connected to positive, plus connected. So VA minus VB minus V by R. And we can consider one more way also. Here the voltage is moving from positive to negative. That is, the voltage is dropping. That's why we are considering minus V. Like that also you can consider. So this is the case. And let us consider one more case. If I have second case is, if I have current direction, this is your first case. If I have current direction in this from B to A, then IBA becomes IBA equal to, so in the absence of this V, here we can write VB minus VA, because higher potential to lower potential. Then now tell me, with respect to this B, this is a, now in the second case, this B is at higher potential. That is nothing but this is at positive. Positive is connected to, positive is seeing negative. This is your VB. This VB is nothing but your positive. This is your negative and positive. This positive is connected to negative. So here you can consider plus V by R. So this is very important case for nodal analysis. Let us see one question with nodal analysis. This is positive, this is negative. Let us consider this is your 2 volts and this is your 3 ohms and this is your 4 ohms and this is 1 volt and this is 6 ohms and this is 3 ohms. So before proceeding, this is now we have to apply nodal analysis. By using the nodal analysis, we have to find nodal voltages. We have to find node voltages. So before proceeding to this nodal analysis is the application of your KCL. So before applying a KCL, first of all we have to find nodes. Now tell me how many nodes are there? How many nodes? So can I consider this is a node? Yes. 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 So can I consider this is a node? This is a similar to this node only. So no need of considering. This point, no need to consider. So here you are having how many nodes? 1, 2, 3 and 4 nodes. So before applying nodal analysis, we have to find number of nodes. A node is nothing but it is a connection point between two branches or two elements. So after identifying number of nodes, then we have to identify essential nodes and non-essential nodes. Essential and non-essential nodes. So first of all we will find non-essential nodes. Non-essential nodes. Non-essential nodes. A non-essential node is nothing but a node which connects passive element and active element. A node which connects passive element and active elements is called as non-essential node. Got my point? So which node is connecting passive element and active element? I can consider this is also one node. I can consider this is also a one node. This is also, I can consider this is a fifth node. Because here the two elements are these 2 points are connected. So non-essential and essential nodes. First of all we have to find non-essential and essential nodes. How many non-essential nodes are there? A non-essential node is nothing but which connects passive element with active element. Now tell me whether the first node is a essential or non-essential. Node 1 non-essential, because here it is connecting towards the active element, it is connecting it to 3 elements. So this is non-essential. And second node is second is essential. And the third one is non-essential. And the fourth one is essential. And fifth one is non-essential. So eliminate first, eliminate third and eliminate fifth. So how many essential element nodes are there? Only 2. That is your 194. So why we are eliminating this one? Because why we are considering this as a non-essential node? So what is the main point in the node analysis? We are going to find nodal voltages. So what will be the voltage? Here there is no any, this is only the a wire only. So this is a ideal wire, there is no any voltage drop. If there is a no voltage drop, same voltage will appear at this point. The same 2 voltage appears at this point. So no need to consider this as a node, because already from the figure itself we are able to find the voltage across that point. And here also, for 3 also, here the 3 volts is connected. What will the voltage at this point? 3 volts only. So that's why we are not considering. But what will be the voltage at this point? Can you able to tell directly by seeing the circuit? Can you able to tell what will be the voltage at this point? So what will be the voltage? This is your a node. This is your a node. So here you are having only 2 nodes. This is your second node and your fourth node, and 1 and 3 and 5 nodes are eliminated. Then what will be the voltage? Can you able to tell what will be the voltage at this point at node 2? It is not possible directly. So it is not possible to tell directly by seeing the circuit. So to find that value, we have to use some analysis. That analysis are node analysis. Now, so before applying KCL, here we got 2 nodes, that is second node and fourth node. This is the second node is called as a essential node, and fourth node is also called as essential node. Among the essential nodes, we have to categorize, that is reference node and non-reference node. So a non-reference node, reference node and non-reference node. Non-reference and reference. Non-reference and reference. So a reference node is nothing but where more number of branches are connected and where the voltage sources are connected directly. So to which node the voltage source is connected? So node 4. So can I consider this is a I should consider this fourth node as a reference node and second node as a non-reference node. So second node is a non-reference node and fourth is a reference node. For reference node, we have to assume the voltage at that point is 0 volts. So voltage at this point is 0. And let us consider this is a voltage at this point. Let us consider the voltage at this point. And before applying, so nodal analysis, what type of law we have to apply? KCL. We have to apply Kirchhoff current law. So according to the Kirchhoff current law, incoming current equal to outgoing current, or algebraic sum of the currents at a node is equal to 0. Algebraic sum of the current at a node is equal to 0. So here we have considered this node 2 as a reference, that is a non-reference node, and we are considering the voltage at this point is V. And the better one is always consider current is outgoing at the respective node. Always consider current is outgoing. Always consider current is outgoing. If current is outgoing is nothing but here the current is flowing from V to V. So what will be the higher potential and the respective node potential, and consider the respective node potential is higher value as compared to other potentials. So what is the current direction now? Tell me. It is the current is flowing. Let us take it is a I1 and this is your I2 and this is your I3. So the current is I1 current is flowing from V to, tell me the equation, V. So this is at higher potential and here you are having a voltage source whether the positive voltage is appearing or negative voltage is appearing. ఏం తీసుకోవాలండి ఇక్కడ V minus 2, V minus 2 by 3, V minus 2, because if I consider this is a positive, it is seeing positive, again it is seeing positive, positive, then we have to consider minus, then this is your I1 plus, then what about this one, I2, V, it is seeing negative, so V minus 1 by 4, V minus 1 by 4 plus, now for 3 volts, V minus, sorry, V plus 1 by 4, V plus 1 by 4, and it is, if it is at higher potential, again it is seeing positive of the voltage 3 volts, so V minus 3 by 6, so which is equal to 0. So V minus 2 by 3 plus V plus 1 by 4 plus V minus 3 by 6, which is equal to 0. For example, if I consider minus plus 2 volts, and if I consider minus plus 3 volts, then what will be the equation? Equation becomes V plus 2 by 3 plus V plus 1 by 4 plus V plus 3 by 6. Here you will get 0. So here we got one equation, whether how many unknown variables are there? Only one unknown variable. So can you directly find the V value? Yes. So it is possible to find, that is V of 1 by 3 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 6 plus 2 by 3 plus 1 by 4 plus 3 by 6. So which is equal to 0. By solving this equation, here you will get your V value. By knowing this V value, is it possible to find this value? Is it possible to find this I1, I2, I3? Yes, it is possible to find. So this is the way we have to apply nodal analysis. We will see a small problem. With that you will get, we'll verify the same thing with nodal analysis and your mesh analysis. Is my voice is clear and you are like, can you able to see the screen clearly? Which one, the voice or whether the screen? Screen is not clear. Voice is not audible. Huh? Hello? Okay. Okay, in the middle you are getting any stuck. Okay, because of there is a signal problem, I think so. So let us take one example. Let us verify with nodal analysis and here with mesh analysis. So this is one voltage source, and if I consider this is your resistor, if this is one more resistor, this is one more resistor, and this is a voltage source. Positive, negative, positive, negative, and the values are 8 volts, 5, 2 ohms, and this is your 10 ohms. I want to find current. I want to find, my intention is I5, I in 5 ohms. I want to find I in 5 ohms by using nodal analysis and by using mesh analysis. By using nodal analysis and by using mesh analysis. First of all, let's find with nodal analysis. Now is it clear? So how many nodes are there? Totally of 4 nodes are there. One node, this is your first node, second node, third node and fourth node. But among these 4 nodes, we are having only 2 are the essential nodes. Among the 2 essential nodes, this is your non-reference node. This is your non-reference node. Let us consider the voltage at this point is V, and this is your reference node. The voltage at this point is 0 volts. Voltage at this point is 0 volts. Now let us write KCL. So before writing the KCL, we have to specify current direction. Always at the node, always specify current direction in outward. Always specify current direction in outward, and consider the node voltage is a dominant voltage. It means that that respective node voltage is having higher voltage, higher potential as compared to other potentials. So let us write a KCL. Apply KCL. Apply KCL at node. Apply KCL at node. So by applying the KCL, here you will get V minus 8 by 5 plus V, what is the value of 0? V minus 0, because 0 potential. So V minus 0 by 2 plus V minus 16. V minus 16 by 10. V minus 16 by 10 equal to 0. So from this I can write V by 1 by 5 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 10 here plus minus 8 by 5 0 by 2, that is of 0, and minus 16 by 10, which is equal to 0. So just do the calculations. So from this we can write here 1 by 5, here the LCM is 10, 5 2 ja, 2 5 ja, and plus 1, and take this outside. So 8 by 5 and 16 by 10. So here you can write 8 by 5 plus 16 by 10. So which is equal to, LCM is 10, 8 to the 16, which becomes your 32 by 10. So here, over here, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 2, 7 plus 1, 8, 8 by 10 is equal to, V into 8 by 10 is equal to 32 by 10, and this 10 gets cancelled. So what will be the value of V? So 32 by 8, which is of 4 volts. It means that here you are having the voltage is 4. Here you are having the voltage is 4. if the voltage is 4, then anybody just tell me, like without calculating, what will be the voltage drop across your 5 ohms? And what will be the, actually we have taken the current is moving from V, from V to 8 volts, but actual current direction becomes, that is generally we have taken. So in this branch, so let us consider this is your I1 and this is your I2 and this is your I3. Now tell me whether the I1 current direction we have taken, whether it is in the same direction, whether is it correct? Here you are having 4 volts, here you are having 8 volts. It means that here you are having 8 volts. Always current flows from higher potential to lower potential. Are you able to getting my point? Current direction ఇక్కడ తీసుకున్నామండి. I1 వచ్చేసి మనం ఏం తీసుకున్నాము, generally we should take, for easy of calculations, at node always take the current is moving away from the node, so it makes your calculation simple. So but actually here you got 4 volts, but the current does not move from lower potential to higher potential. If here the I1 is actually it is flowing from 8 volts to 4 volts, then what will be the I1 value? The current in 5 ohms is చెప్పండి, 8 minus 4 by 5. 8 minus 4 by 5 is 4 by 5. What will be the value of 4 by 5? 0.8 amps. So I1 is then what will be the value if I want to find current in 2 ohms? Current in 2 ohms, 4 by, current in 2 ohms is nothing but here the voltage is 4 volts and here 0. So always current flows from higher potential to lower potential. So whatever the direction we have taken, in the same direction the current I2 flows. So 4 minus 0 by 2, that is equal to 2 amps. That is equal to 2 amps. Next I3, that is current in 10 ohms. Now tell me, we have taken the current direction is from 4 volts to 16 volts, but actually the current does not flow from lower potential to higher potential. So the actual current direction is from 16 volts to, so 16 minus 4 by 10, that is your 12 by 10, which becomes your 1.2 amps. Now let us verify KCL. So actual current direction is, so I am indicating actual current direction with the green symbol. So this is your actual current direction. The value is 0.8 and here the actual current direction is this one. What will the value? 1.2. It means that if I consider the 3 resistors individually, if I consider this is your 5 ohms and this is your 2 ohms, this is your 10 ohms, what is the current in this 5 ohms? The current in this 5 ohms is 0.8 amperes and current in this 10 ohms is flowing like this. The value is 1.2 amperes. These both currents are meeting at this point and the current in this 2 ohms is 2 amperes. Now 0.8 plus 1.2, which becomes your 2 amperes. So entering current plus entering current. So if I apply KCL at this point, 0.8 plus 1.2 is equal to 2 amperes. Whether the KCL verified? KCL verifying the algebraic sum of the entering current equal to leaving current. It means that this 8 volts is giving a current 0.8. It is supplying a current 0.8 amps, and the 60 volts is supplying a current of 1.2. These both currents are flowing through this 2 ohms. These both currents are flowing through this 2 ohms. And at this point again these are all, so totally at voltage at this point at node we have calculated the current, entering current and leaving current. Like this we have to find nodal analysis whether it is correct or not, whether the obtained values are correct or not. If I want to find power, if I want to find observed by 5 ohms, power observed by 5 ohms is equal to what is the equation for power? Power is equal to V into I, or power is equal to I square into R, or power is equal to V square by R. So if I have power, I want to find power observed by always the power is observed by passive elements. Here if I want to find power observed by the 5 ohms, I need to know either the current or voltage. Here I got the current. The current is 0.8 whole square into the respective resistance, or I can consider your voltage also. The voltage is 8 minus 4, that is of 4 volts. So 4 square by 5 also I can consider. Both the values gives your power observed by any element. So like this we have to apply nodal analysis. So shall we verify the same thing with the mesh analysis? Hello? Here you got 0.8. So let us verify the same thing with the mesh analysis, and we'll wind up the class and we'll continue the class tomorrow. So I'll try to conduct the class in the afternoon session, because in the evening session this is of rainy season, so there might be a signal loss in some areas. So on Tuesday you are having a exam 9 to 10, and on Wednesday you are having a doubt session which are on a quiz which I have given. So your quiz consists of 10 questions, which are all problems only, like finding your voltages, powers and currents. So shall we continue with the mesh analysis? Shall we verify? Hello? So let us wind up. So the duty is your duty, like just verify the same circuit with mesh analysis.